Utah Sheriff is investigating what connections, if any, there are between the Petito disappearance and a double murder. Gabriella Petito seemed to be having a mental breakdown, and authorities were able to determine that what was a dispute between Gabriella Petito and her boyfriend Brian Laundrie, first reported as a domestic dispute, was actually a mental health crisis. It is unclear if Gabriella was on medication or if she was simply unable to cope with the day-to-day activities in an environment that seemed hostile to them when they appeared to be dehydrated and unprepared with necessary provisions while driving through the desert area of Utah without water. Thirst played a role in their aggression with one another. One would also wonder if they were traveling with or if any drugs were involved, given her behavior and admittance that Gabby also suffered from obsessive compulsive disorder or OCD. She was upset when the police arrived, apologetically saying she didn't mean to hurt Laundrie. She was just trying to hit him and made a fist, then pushed it forward in a pushing manner, saying like this. Witness said the altercation happened when she tried to get into the van and he locked her out. She ran from the passenger side and reached into the car, hitting him in the face and scratching him, eventually climbing through the van door over Laundrie until she reached the passenger seat, all the while attacking him because she thought that he was going to leave her there, had she not, and she was scared. Brian Laundrie appears on video and has abrasions on his face. Brian Laundrie appears on video and has abrasions on his face and arms, but they are superficial. The picture paints an overall perspective that there is a co-psychosis. They both suffer from mental illness and describe it as anxiety. Gabriella does appear to be distraught. She continues to cry in giving her answer to the questions being asked. She asks for water. The scene becomes intensified when the fiancé also asks for water. We see they are unprepared for such an extreme element or the desert. It is a key element in the video cam. On about August 14th, the couple are reported to have had a domestic dispute at a business where one of the women worked, who was later found deceased, along with her companion at a nearby campground where they lived. The coincidence is questionable, and detectives are investigating if there is a connection. Gabriella Petito was reported missing in Florida by her parents after they say she had not contacted them in 10 days and during the end of August when they expected her back, but failed to get a call from her in 10 days. They reported her missing September 13th and are pleading for the public's help in helping to locate their missing daughter, who is age 22. The parents have laid the claim that Brian Laundrie, the fiancé, returned from their trip alone, and he has also retained a lawyer and will not be giving any statements or answering any questions at this time. Authorities have said 2 people went on a trip and only 1 came back, but they have yet to change their mind. To charge him, So this was compiled information prior to Gabby's found. She was later found at Grand Teton National Park. But this video was made in pertaining to the disappearance of the two women who were later found deceased in the exact same vicinity where Brian Laundrie was known to have traversed the area. In this report, at the time, the whereabouts of Gabby Petito were not known. She has since been found deceased, along with two other women. On the day the couple was reported to the police for a domestic dispute, the police arrived and removed Gabriella Petito from her van and put her in a police vehicle while they questioned her. She appeared to be having a psychotic breakdown and mental crisis rather than a violent tendency of rage, and she was crying nonstop. She was apologetic as she suffered this crisis. She tells the officer she thought he was going to leave her out there, and that's why she did it. The officer tells her she should look out for her soul. There's a disconnect when he says that because he is being sincere. They don't arrest the couple, even though the male has marks and abrasions. He declines to press charges, and they decide to separate them for the night. Gabby keeps the van. In retrospect to this particular compilation of information, we can see that based on the two additional women found deceased in Grand Teton National Park, that Gabby may have known what her fiancé had done and was either A, protecting him, or B, unable to put two and two together, that by protecting him and not reporting him, he would be later found guilty of having ended Gabby Petito's life. Images of the couple on their trip through Arches National Park. During their stay in Utah, they are placed by detectives in Moab, a business where one of the deceased worked, and the circumstances suddenly change. On August 12th, they are placed in the Moab area, and that's where the deceased couple of females are found. And props the investigations up for review to see what, if any, connections can be made. The public is notified of the changes in events in September. Public response is shock. Newlyweds Crystal Turner and Kylan Schulte murdered in Moab, Utah on August 18, 5 days after they were seen leaving a downtown bar. Police don't think they are related, and an outside party shot the women, then fled the area. This is a profound picture of both couples. Place where Schultz worked, where the couple had had an altercation, and the male had told the female, or Gabby, to go take a walk. She declined and started hitting him, according to a witness. This story reminds me of Steven Steiner's brother in Yosemite, who killed a bunch of people up there on a killing spree. The couple was apparently in a volatile relationship and co-psychosis. Please be aware of your surroundings at all times. As women, We can never be too careful. Authorities will have to piece this one together. Prayers for the family of the deceased. Detectives are confident that the details will surface in due time. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. And prayers for the families involved.